Welcome back to another resume critique video. This one's an interesting one because the viewer doesn't have any financial analyst experience and graduated college last year and has been looking for a financial analyst job. So the resume doesn't have financial analyst role experience. So let's take a look at what we can do to help this person. So hopefully this is helpful to those of you who have been looking for a financial analyst job without any experience. Also note that this is an actual resume from a viewer, but I have changed the name, the personal identifier, location, phone number, email, even the LinkedIn, and all the companies maintain the privacy of this individual. So if you remember from the first resume critique video, we look at resume revisions in 3 steps. 1 is the format, 2 is the content, and 3 is to make sure that there are no errors. Now, looking at this resume, let me zoom out. In terms of format, what I had said in the first video is to have everything on 1 page. This person may think that, well, I don't have work experience, so I have to highlight the other things like skills and education and projects, and all of that is going to amount to more than 1 page. That's true. You do want to highlight all of this in lieu of lack of work experience, but nobody is going to look at more than 1 page of your resume. In fact, if a resume comes in to a hiring manager and they see that it's 2 pages, they won't even give you a chance. They'll just exit. That's what I have done for many years as a hiring manager, and that's a lot of my colleagues do as well. So we want to try to scale this down to 1 page. Now, immediately when I look at this, what I notice is just a blob of word vomit. That might sound harsh, but that's what it looks like. I'm not going to sit here and read computer skills, Microsoft Office PowerPoint, Word, Outlook, Teams, Excel, great, pivot tables, VLOOKUPs, XLOOKUPs. Oh, wow, this person has lots of experience on the computer. And accounting, GAAP, journal entries. Okay, what does it actually mean if this person has skill set in GAAP? Does that mean that they can recite all of the GAAP rules? What does it mean by journal entries? Does that mean that this person can execute journal entries? Does this mean that they have an understanding of depreciation or they're able to create a depreciation waterfall table? All of these, unfortunately, are not helpful to the hiring manager, and it makes the person's resume look very fluffy, that they actually don't know what they're talking about, but they vomited all these words down because they think that that's what the hiring manager wants to look at. Take all of that out. You don't want to just put words on a resume that you can't stand by and that aren't representative of who you are in terms of skills that you've actually done. If you've come across it and you have a general understanding of it, that's great, and you should. But that's not something you've done for a year, 2 years, 3 years. Now, getting that out of the way and having that in mind, here are some questions that I want you to ask yourself. 1, what do I have to offer? What sets me apart? I know it's difficult and it's very hard to hear for somebody who doesn't have experience. And I know I may sound harsh, but this is the reality of it. And the more you face reality and elevate your resume, the better chances you have in getting a job. For this person, they have acquired skills outside of work and outside of this person's education. So that's one thing that you can set yourself apart on. Next question is, what can I get realistically with what I have now? And number 3 is, how can I get to the next level? So thinking about what can I get realistically with what I have now, this person's goal should be to get any work experience as a financial analyst in any company. Of course, if you're able to get a job at a big company, that's fantastic. Realistically, that's going to be very, very hard to come by. What you can offer is, how about with all of the skills and experience that you've acquired outside of school and work, maybe you can offer your services and apply to small 1 to 2 people companies that offer financial services or accounting or tax related services, and get your foot in the door so you can have at least a year of experience and then continue to apply new skill sets, which is number 3, how can I get to the next level, and apply to new jobs. So we're going to change this around. The first thing we're going to do is create a new section called highlights. And that section is going to be a 2-sentence, max 3 sentences of what the hiring manager can expect from you. So in 2 or 3 sentences, one of the things that you wanted to highlight is your education and skills. And your certificates, I think, will be a good one to mention. You have project experience outside of work. I think we can wrap this in as well. And then let's think about what you're looking for. So how about something like recent finance grad seeking financial analyst entry job, relevant experience in financial modeling and financial statement analysis. Let's put actually recent finance and accounting grad seeking financial analyst entry job, relevant experience in financial modeling and financial statement analysis, seeking a financial analyst entry role and open to, let's put unpaid internship. Now, I do not like unpaid internships, but this is just one thing that you can do to get the attention of either a hiring manager or a small company that has 1 or 2 people. Maybe they need a few hours of work experience here and there, and you can work maybe even like 2 to 3 hours a week remotely. And with that, you can put that on your resume. So for now, let's put this down. Continuously acquiring financial skill sets to learn and gain certifications. That will give them a glimpse into what this entire resume is about. The skills, all of these, is not a practical skill set that you can offer to a company when you start working, but hard facts are your education and certifications. You've gotten these and there's something to show for it. So I'm going to switch it up and put education after highlight. So that'll be the second thing that the person looking at your resume sees. University of Miami, graduated May 2023, Bachelor of Science in Finance. Okay, relevant coursework, statistics 1 and 2, quantitative methods for management, intermediate financial management, and I'm going to change it so this comes first because for practicality, a company that's hiring an accountant or a financial analyst is not going to be that interested in statistics, but they may be interested in the fact that you did financial management and accounting. We still have room here, so let's not put act. Let's actually spell it out, accounting. And again, this is for consistency. You mentioned accounting here, so we're going to spell out the accounting here as well. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to combine skills and certifications together. To me, this is what you've been acquiring outside of education in order to further your knowledge. So skills, certifications. We're going to put your certifications first because these are hard facts. And I'm going to put this in bold so that you can easily tell the organization and what is the actual skill set that you acquired. We're going to trim this down into 2 or 3 lines. Okay, let's put technical skills. All of this finance here, this is all basically when you list these, somebody who has experience in finance will look at this and think, okay, this person doesn't actually know how to do it. So they listed all of these words. So let's turn it into more specific groupings of skill sets. But financial statement analysis and forecasting for valuation and budgeting purposes. Get rid of all of that because that's basically under that grouping. All of this, PowerPoint, Word, Outlook, Teams, anybody without the technical skills can use this, so you don't want to put this in there. For Excel, pivot tables, VLOOKUPs, XLOOKUPs, these are all very easily learned skill sets as well. This is just a formula that you put in Excel. But the only thing that you may need the experience to do is Power BI, SQL, and Python. So if you really do have those skill sets, then I think that's good to use. So let's put here Python, programming, SQL, Power BI. The next thing you want to put is languages because companies are always looking for people who are bilingual. So let's put fluent in Spanish. Another reason why you'd want to put all of these skills in very simple format is because when I look at this, I can actually read it instead of seeing a blob of words. And I'll think, oh, this person knows how to program and use Power BI. That's going to come in really handy. oh, this person can speak Spanish. All of those words that we had before, it'll get buried in, like you won't even see that you're able to speak Spanish. Okay, now let's get rid of certifications. The last thing we're going to do is, instead of breaking out projects and work experience separately, because under work experience, there's no financial analyst experience. And then under projects, there are financial projects that you've worked on that wasn't for work. We're going to just combine these two together. We're not saying it's work experience. We're not saying it's school experience. We're not saying it's experience outside of either. We're just saying it's experience. You have this experience. Next is, let's take a look at all of these here. So PI simulation project immerses students in competitive environments of global digital camera industry where they compete against other companies. Participants make crucial decisions related to production, marketing, and various business aspects, aiming for excellence in key financial and strategic metrics, blah, blah, blah. Nobody's going to sit here and read it. I'm going to take this out. We want specific accomplishments, skill sets, etc. Let's put the timing as well, though, because we want to be consistent. March 2023. February to March 2023. For experience, let's put implemented a comprehensive 5-year financial forecast and intrinsic valuation Excel analysis. Intrinsic valuation analysis for BDJ as part of the intermediate financial management course. Financial ratio analysis. I don't think that you need all of this. Let's put it like this. Conducted a detailed analysis of BDJ's balance sheet, income statement, and statement of cash flows to assess the company's financial health. Calculated and compared various operating data and financial ratios against industry standards to identify areas of strength and improvement. Projected operating items and key ratios, including cash, accounts receivable. Okay, let's not put etc. So projected operating items and key ratios for the next 5 years, including cash, accounts receivable, inventory, including cash, accounts receivable, inventory, projected key operating metrics for the next 5 years. Okay, so free cash flow analysis is going to basically be part of the intrinsic valuation. So let's take that out. The metrics is going to include these. So projected key operating metrics, key operating and financial metrics for the next 5 years, including cash, accounts receivable, inventory. And then let's put return on investment capital. Let's just put return on investment. And then we mentioned intrinsic valuation and market analysis compared the estimated intrinsic stock price with the current stock price to evaluate potential market movements. And then here, let's take out this separate work experience and let's put, I like the sound of chef apprentice better. So let's chef apprentice and operating manager. And I put operating manager because there are some experiences here that you've written down for operations. So let's put actually operations manager. Provided exceptional service to a daily clientele exceeding 2,000, achieving a 95% customer satisfaction rating and fostering long-term customer relationships. Although this is very, customer service oriented as opposed to financial analyst, I think this is great. So we're going to keep that in there. Directed seamless order collection and ensured punctual delivery. Let's change that to, we don't even need to put collaborated with. We can just say optimized order logistics, providing key insights that reduced order processing times by 15%, ensuring flawless operations during peak hours. Now, in terms of all this, the professional affiliations, I'm going to take it out because that's not going to be helpful when you apply to a job. So now we have reduced down the resume to 1 page. When a hiring manager looks at this resume, the first thing they're going to read is highlight, which speaks to what this person is looking for and what this person has to offer. So that's going to be really helpful. Hard facts, which is under education. What did you acquire? you graduated with great GPA, and you have the relevant coursework. These are facts that you can't change. You have the skills and certifications in these areas, and it's easy to see. And you have the experience that you highlight that's part of a project you did at school, but they don't need to know that unless they ask, of course, and you don't want to lie. And then the chef apprentice, although it's not a financial analyst experience, we were able to highlight the transferable skills that speak to your work ethic and your ability to think on your feet and streamline that can be applied to a financial job. The last thing I notice here is that some of these words go beyond this, and we don't want that because we want everything to align. So let's just make sure that that all aligns here. Hope that was helpful for anyone without any work experience looking for a financial analyst job. If you're interested in getting your resume critiqued or getting some advice on getting your foot in the door, then you can email me at financialanalystnetwork@gmail.com.